Right, hello and welcome to the Love Bus. It's heading towards Birmingham. We're on day 0 of the trek. Trek begins in 4.5 hours time. Heading to Kenilworth for overnight stay at a hotel put up by our partners of the trip, Flannery Plant Hire. I'm here with Ben Parmenter, pacemaker. Needs a pacemaker. It's 10:15. Everyone's got the kids to bed and now we're heading away for a few days. 140 miles to go. Hopefully going to hit 50 tomorrow. The main thing is we do some good miles and enjoy ourselves and represent. How you feeling, Ben? Nervous?
Anxious.
Anxious? About the camera or about the trek?
Around the trek. What have you sold us?
Oh, it's a dream.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Everyone's in good spirits. No pain yet. It's coming. After another 2 hours on the road, we were off to a great start.
Don't take off your
Eventually, we drove into the correct establishment, unloaded the hiking essentials.
You drink it a lot?
And headed for the entrance. Now at this point, we were pushing 12 AM and we were due to be up at 2:30. Luckily, things were running extra smoothly. Right, 52 to 52.
350.
54, that'd be me. After leaving Essex almost 6 hours ago, we were finally heading to bed.
This is where the magic happens.
Where in 2 hours, we'd be up again to start our journey across the UK. We're here, Curzon Street, HS2 trek. Every step is a step closer to Euston. 3 days to go. 3 14-hour shifts. We're going to get moving and it's going to get painful. But let's be having you. Wange too. This was it. We were at the start line and after a few influencer pics for the gram and a quick shout out to our amazing sponsors. Massive thank you to Appetit, massive thank you to Flannery Plant Hire, 1 for the van, 2 for the hotel accommodation, which has all been sorted out. Massive thank you as well to Helly Hansen for supplying us all the clobber. Thank you to WowHydrate as well for that electrolyte. Very, very appreciative of a freebie, not gonna lie. So we can give them a little bit of PR in return. And a massive thank you to the boys for turning up. It was time to start our 120-mile journey, and I didn't want to make a habit of this, but it seemed we were off to another fantastic start. Good, the boys all marched off and we haven't actually got the sat-nav on yet. We might be doing some extra steps here. Another little bit of extra steppage. Our first stretch was along a 10-mile path by the bank of the world-famous Grand Union Canal. How safe this part of Birmingham is, we don't know. Despite being in the freezing darkness, we set off with a great pace and followed the river until sunrise, where we met our man on the road, Craig Butler, for some much needed refreshments. Quaker Oats, porridge to go. 10 miles in at 7:30 AM was not bad at all, but no time to waste as there was still 30 to go. See you soon, boys. Another 10 miles down on what was turning into a beautiful winter morning. To add to that was a very generous coffee on the house from the legends at Morning Sunshine in Kenilworth. We're all very grateful.
No tea cakes.
We took some pics for the gram and gave a deserved shout out to Morning Sunshine for their kindness and marched on into the pursuit of some lunch. Miles down, 110 to go by my maths, questionable. Time is flying, 4 more hours to go. Men are happy, going strong. What could go wrong? Everyone's really friendly. I can only imagine it's going to get unfriendlier as we get towards London, but that isn't anything to HS2, that's purely to do with Londoners and South Easterners, and I know that because I am one. And with that, we left the Balfour BT Vinci HS2 site after being told we actually weren't allowed to just turn up and use their canteen. So we moved on a couple of miles down the road where we met the crew in a beautiful little town named Southern. And our prayers of some hot pub grub may finally have been answered.
Stop serving food at 3 o'clock. Every pub, we've been to every one.
Thankfully, the legends behind the scenes weren't waiting empty-handed and found a co-op with a hot dog and pastry section. And to be honest, at this point, we were happy with anything.
It's been amazing.
We scoffed away at our lunch that we'd been waiting for since 4 AM. It was now 3:30 in the afternoon. And during our great feast, something horrific dawned on us. We've got another 2.5 hours. So with fear of losing daylight, we soldiered on towards the vast fields of the Midlands. We did get mildly lost a couple of miles down the road.
They look lost.
But after our saviour Craig came to the rescue, we were pretty much back on track and ready to see this day out. Right, day one, we're pretty much approaching the last couple of miles. 40 miles in the bag today. Feet are a little bruised, legs are a bit achy, but everything just feels a bit heavy, to be honest. Might be because of the fact I'm heavy. Massive thank you to the team, everyone, support team, you guys behind the camera, Craig who's driving, and then the other 4 reprobates walking with me. It's an absolute pleasure as ever. The roads were a bit busy out there, so now we are approaching some nice countryside to finish on, into a place called Wormlington or something, Wormlington or something like that. But gotta go, too many isotonic drinks. Oh god. Track hard, okay. Well done. Can't we stop in now?
I've got my hand stuck in.
"40 miles and about another 4 hours of sleep later, we were up at 3 AM the next day, bustling with energy.
David's morale high.
Yeah, can't wait.
Although our hotel had done an incredible job at keeping us well nourished and motivated with an impressive display of breakfast options even at silly o'clock.
A super top effort from the Warwickshire Park Hotel. Fantastic accommodation, cracking breakfast, cracking dinner, cracking company, cracking staff. What else?
Cracking food.
Cracking food, cracking pizza, cracking chips, cracking wings. So thank you very much on behalf of Construction Sport. Into another day after Cocoa Pops.
A few Cocoa Pops later, and it was time to get in the van to pick up where we left off. So we made our way to Wormlington. We're on our way to Wormlington. Craig, the driver, is taking us there. And we're going to have a little bit of food at Appetit today. The great Miss Gonzalez at EKFB has sorted us out security to get through. It's always good, ahead of schedule. So, yeah, all good. Legs are bruised, soles are bruised, but no, we're good. Let's go enjoy ourselves. After hearing enough of my voice, the lads were giving me song requests, which pleased some more than others. It's 4:30.
1, 2, 3.
Despite everything, we were ready to have a great crack at another 40-mile trek. And after day one, we'd learnt a thing or two, and today you wouldn't believe how well equipped I was.
Orange.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to Smokin, singing songs about the Southland. I miss Alabama.
It's absolutely freezing, but it is extremely picturesque. It helps. The sun has come up, I'm not going to lie. We had the toughest hour this morning. A bit of a psychological head spin. Oh, this was a killer. The legs are in bits, but now the beautiful weather is all good. It's embracing the great outdoors.
We plodded on through some of the lovely little towns, back roads and countryside that the Midlands has to offer. We even bumped into some alpacas but didn't really have time to say hello. So we quickly grabbed some pics and moved on towards a footpath that had been closed ironically because of HS2 works. Not to worry, as it wasn't too much of a problem to just go round C31 gate 6A. And at this point we'd caught up with Mr. Driver Craig. So we were all in good company until it was time to take us some frosty fields again, as soon as Dow had worked out how to use a gate.
Firemen will always gain extras one way or another.
In Birmingham, they love to go now.
I'm not going to stitch the lads up. They just asked if it's right and I said no.
Lads, stay this way. No, I'm kidding. That way. It's that way. Or is it? Or is it? Oh, oh! They're not having it. They're not having it. Push me luck.
Great banter.
We are on our way to EKFB on the A422 Brackley Road, I think it is. It is approaching, well, we're approaching 15 miles. The time is approaching 11 o'clock. Bon appetit. The diamonds have been laying on lunch for us. So we're going there. Sunshine, and it's wonderful. Wind that for the car. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. Just another couple of miles until we reach the site in Brackley, and unlike yesterday, we're planned in advance, so we knew we were actually getting in. And with Bon Appetit as the caterers, we were in for a lot more than a hot dog from the co-op.
Now you've got the option of what do you eat?
If you have got a big canteen in your project, make sure Bon Appetit run it. We are now 30 miles from tonight's accommodation, and we don't have time for 30 miles, so we're going to go 20 miles. We might go over by 6 o'clock tonight. Let's get 20 done, go to the accommodation, come back 10 miles in the morning, do 40 tomorrow. And that's what it's going to be.
Now muscle shows has got the swampers.
So with no time to spare, we left the site in Brackley, not before some more glamorous pics though, and got moving knowing that step by step we were getting closer and closer to our destination. What we didn't know is the boys back at the van were playing a little surprise for us.
Welcome to our market stall.
I thought you was behind us, and he's taking us nowhere near us.
Where is pull-ups? That's not fair, lads. Steve needs them more than me.
A great effort from the team to help boost morale and give us a fun quick break on our day 2 journey.
If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part.
There's a hello, Douglas,
And of course we grabbed the pick for the gram. Fortunately, a refuel station was exactly what we needed to prepare ourselves for what was coming next.
Run, boy, run. This world is not meant for you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to catch you. Run, boy, run. Running is a victory. Run, boy, run. Beauty lies behind the hills.
We're running the last bit. We want to hit 40 miles today. We're racing against the sun. It's a little bit of a challenge, but why not? 76 miles in, and we're going to do 4 miles and a jog. Up here and round to the right, that's our 4 miles.
The secret inside of you. Run, boy, run. This race.
With sunlight rapidly disappearing, it was just getting too dangerous for us to be out on the roads. Eventually we ended up walking through a quiet village, but once we got to the other end, it was more main road and more darkness. Except for one thing, standing out from across the street, shining over us like it had been put there on purpose, was a pub. So, for our own safety, it was decided that day 2 was done, and we made our way over to the Guinness Haven.
Thank you all for a cracking day. Please like, subscribe and all that jazz, and donate please, because it's fucking hard work out here. Absolute awesome team behind the camera, in front of the camera, in the bus. A proper team effort. It could not have been done individually. That is 100% true. Mental mind games. Left knee was given at one point, right knee then went again, and then the left leg, and it is just the body saying something's not right. But your mind over matter. Bring on tomorrow, day 3.
Hey baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all,
The last 40 miles, we're in bits. Our bodies, well, my body is shivering and feeling hot and all sorts, and I think a few of the other lads are, so what's going on with us we don't know, but what we do know is we're knackered. It's 3:45 and we're going again. It's -4 outside apparently with wind -7. This man's ready, he's late again, but got to pull some people along, haven't we? As you can see, it was nice and warm on the last day, and we all geared up and got ready to tackle the final 40 miles of the trek. This time starting right from the hotel we stayed at, in Tring. Also, for the home stretch, we'd welcomed special guest Phil Akers, who said he could only join us for the last day. Pussy.
Just got back today. Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still.
A few hours later, and we had reached Amersham at 7:30 a.m. Things were running smoothly, and to top our morning off, Fireman Dow offered something none of us could refuse.
The fire station, need a wee or two?
You want to really dump that on your colleagues?
Watchman from Essex Dow just got us a cup of tea with the fireman from Amersham. I want to see if he's got a pole. There's a heater up there. And it's so nice. Harley, you got to stand here, son.
Oh, hello.
A huge shout out to the people of Amersham Fire Station. Very welcoming indeed. So on behalf of Construction Sport, thank you for letting us weirdos in. 5 miles to go till a line, lunch, and then after that, a 20-mile big push to the end. Wallop. For those wondering what on earth I mean by a line at lunch, over in Chorley Wood was another huge site acting as a checkpoint for us, because that's where another organised lunch break was. So with the thought of another lovely pick-me-up from Bon Appetit, freshen our minds from yesterday's experience, we soldiered on out of Amersham, past the most ironic sign in the world, through the misty back roads of Little Chalfont and into the Align JV HS2 site. We've made it. We're on time actually. We're 20 miles in, 20 miles to go. Quick, you're in the way of the logo. Behind you. Fucking massive thing behind you. Me. Ben, just come over here, quick.
Ben, you're cocking this right up.
One more. Quick. That's it. And go. And go. Lovely bit of food from Bon Appetit once again. We're now heading for the final stretch, the final 6 hours hopefully, to get to Euston Station. We're meeting my sister halfway, pick her up at Ruislip, and a few other fireman lads who are meeting us at Ruislip. Fatigue is hammering me at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. Can't string a lot together, but let's get this done, shall we?
The drink will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys want to fight, you better let them.
It was 1 PM on the final day, somewhere around 100 miles in, on about 7 hours of sleep across 3 days. I didn't care about much anymore, apart from getting that Nurofen and deep heat in my system.
Are you in trouble? I'm only getting his face.
John Hand.
It's been a long few days. It's time to go home. I had no idea how long some deep heat and painkillers were going to keep me going for,
and that went for every single one of us. But 2 hours later, we were just about entering central London. We all knew the end was near.
A massive thank you to everyone. This has been absolutely epic. I've regretted every minute of it on it, but I can feel the kind of achievement it's had for all of us, and the messages that have come in have been amazing, and it's helped a lot more people, not just us who are on it, but people that are watching and following and realising there's more to life than being down in the dumps. Get out, get amongst it, enjoy it. Construction sport, let's be having you. Made it 120 plus miles, I think total. We'll round it up to 150. Thank you everyone for your support. Bon Appetit, Flannery Plant Hire for making it all possible, and thanks to these beautiful, ugly men for making it possible. So I could have done it on my own, that's 100% sure. I was down in the dumps every morning, but we made it. I think find someone else who's walked Crossrail Thames Tideway and HS2. Enjoy that.
I loved it. Yeah. Can't wait for the next one.
1, 2, 3, Steve. 1, 2, 3. Steve!
Hey! I got 10 in for that.
Oh, you did? I was thinking, we spent 3 or 4 days together. Yeah? Oh, hug. Oh, hug. Oh,